Before I start this podcast, I want to say this. 83% of you are not subscribed. Do me a favor. Take 1 second. Stop what you're doing and subscribe. Our guest today on Hotcakes and Hot Takes, this guy is one of the most influential names, not just in sports, just period, plain and simple. Rob, what'd you say about this guy?
It's not even a name anymore, it's a verb.
Yeah, he's a verb, okay? And he's quoted, he's on record saying that he doesn't give a shit about what I give a shit about, which is great. And I want to say this. If you're out there and you think Pat McAfee's show is better than his, you're racist. That being said, Stephen A. Smith. Steve, because people are like, yo, what are we talking about?
Come on.
But Steve, thank you so much for being here,
my
bro.
pleasure, man. It's good to see y'all. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're just we're chilling, bro. We're chilling. I just want to get right into it.
Sure.
So you grew up, like me, in New York.
Yeah.
You grew up 6 kids, Holland, Queens.
Youngest of 6.
Youngest of 6. 4 older sisters.
Yeah, man.
Older brother, God rest his soul,
Right.
Basil. Like, in that house, Stephen, you're either the one that, they protect you, or the one that everybody goes after you and they bully you and they pick on you. Who were you in that house?
I was the latter. I was the one that got smacked upside my head by my sisters. I was the one that got to do, I had to wash dishes at least 3 times a week. I had to take the garbage out every day, every night, and
whose decision is this? Is it Mom Dukes and Pop?
Well, my mom is working her tail off, so my sisters were the boss. My sister Linda was the boss, and Arlen was the one who executed. So Arlen was really, she couldn't cook. She was the only one who couldn't cook. So what she did was she cleaned everything. She was like Felix Unger from The Odd Couple back in the day. She cleaned everything. So Arlen would sit up there and clean everything, make you wash the dishes, make you take out the garbage, and then when you go to sleep, you got to get up in the morning in time for school. It was really, really cold in New York a lot of times, right? So Arlen would wake me up by pulling the covers off me.
Just to get up.
Because I was freezing. Like the cold would hit you. That's how she woke you up. That's how she woke. So it was that kind of I didn't have too many rights. I didn't have too many rights.
That's and so how's the relationship with your sister?
Oh, I love them. I mean, we're all tight. It's just that I always understood that I was on the low end of the totem pole.
I got you. But I mean, they must be ecstatic with like what all that not bullying, but all that stuff, Stephen, made you who you are.
Well, their attitude is y'all don't know my brother, because you can come at him, it ain't gonna faze him, because after we tortured his ass for decades, he's perfectly fine. He's not worried about y'all. That's the crazy part about, whenever I'm arguing and there's some big story about me and disagreeing with women and all of this other stuff. I grew up like that.
Yeah.
I grew up like, my sisters would be like, shut the hell up. You don't know what the hell you talk about. Psh, go wash the dishes. Psh, go take out the garbage. I mean, I'm accustomed to it. So it's like, I'm like, how is everybody being so sensitive these days? Because I grew up arguing with women all the time and usually losing.
Yeah, but strategically knowing where to go. Like got to where you got slapped, and you're like, okay, I got to pull it back.
I pull it back just a touch. Just a touch.
That one got me slapped.
That's right.
Like,
and then not only that, timing. You know what? I can argue with you, maybe around 10:30 because Mama's almost home. Mm-hmm. So if you mess with me, but if I messed with you like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you got 5 hours before my mother get home. You can get away with a lot of shit. Gotcha. But my mother's gonna be home in a half hour, 45 minutes. All of a sudden they lay off because they didn't want to hear my mother's mouth getting on them.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
Strategically, I just planned it that way.
I got it. So when I heard Stephen, which it made me emotional, I saw a podcast a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. You talked about your brother Basil and how he pushed you with that no nonsense mindset, like you're gonna be great. That's it. No excuses. Shut up. Go and do it. While your mom supported you, but she was like more of a steady way, like put your head down, do your homework, do all that stuff. How did having both of those in your life shape how you operate today? Because one was like the push, and the other one was like the you.
My brother was very optimistic, and his attitude was, no matter what the obstacles are, you'll overcome it. If you think he was really, really, really big into the power of positive thinking, like Dale Carnegie, those books and stuff like that.
Of course.
My brother was into that kind of stuff. He really, really believed that negative thoughts led to negative actions, led to negative results. That was him. Be positive.
Yes.
Stop being, don't be so damn negative. That was him. My mother was more of a pragmatist. Like, this is the way it is. This is what your obstacles are. This is what you got to overcome, because you will not be a bum. You're not going to be mooching off your mother, and you're not going to be a criminal. So guess what? You got to get your stuff together and do what you got to do. And then she set the example because she worked her ass off. Mm-hmm. And so because of it, it was like laziness wasn't tolerated. It just wasn't a part of our vocabulary because we looked at her as the example.
Where'd your brother get that? Because but he was 18, 17, 19.
Yeah.
Where is he? Because now it's everywhere. Everybody's like, go get it, Tony Robbins.
It was in sales because my brother, after he graduated from high school, he literally graduated from high school like on a Saturday. Okay. That Monday, he was in the Army.
Oh, damn.
He's in the Army. He's out.
Oh,
He's
wow.
out. And so when he left, I'm sorry, I should say the Air Force, but when he left immediately.
I was in the Air Force too.
He left, thank you. He left immediately. So when he leaves, he goes into service and then he comes out of the service and he's into this, he was a traveling salesman. And so, back then, this is like, the late 80s, early 90s, it was like, he's making 6 figures. He's a manager.
Wow.
He's a manager for a sales group of like 14 or 15 people, and they're literally traveling from state to state. They didn't stay in any place more than 30 days.
Oh, wow.
And he's traveling across the country with this group selling magazines and all that. Remember back in the day, you subscribed to magazines.
I remember those people.
All of those, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. He was one of those guys.
Wow.
And so because he did that, apparently whatever they taught you in the sales group was all about positive thinking. This is what you could do to generate money for yourself, blah, blah, blah. This is before, obviously, the advent of social media, YouTube, none of that stuff existed at that time. So he did all of it that way, and that was where his attitude, because I didn't know that. My brother wasn't like that when he was in high school, and he damn sure wasn't like that when he was in the military. Mm-hmm. It was when he got into sales that all of a sudden he became this guy that was all about the power of positive thinking.
Wow, boy, that's like the thing about Pat and all them with BBC. That's what they tell you now.
Right.
But he did that on his own, which is freaking awesome. And then, so Steven, you got 2 daughters now.
Yeah.
Do you see that? The balance that we talked about with your mom Dukes and your brother? Does that same balance show up in how you raise them? Like, do you use both, or do you lean more towards the like you're gonna do this and you're gonna?
I do both, but I will say this to you: I do both because they're girls.
Okay, got you.
If it was a son, I would be much harder. But when you're daddy and it's your little baby girl, and she's upset and she's crying, it softens you up. Now you still try to disguise it and be hard to do it, but it's really, really, really hard. Now you're a father, that's different. But if you're a daddy, because there's a difference. Mm-hmm. Fathers bring you into this world. Daddies take care of you. So when you're a daddy and you love your baby girl and you see her struggling, it messes with you. It's like, I gotta be hard, but damn, you walk away, you go to where you're feeling guilty. You're like, shit, I ain't shit. I gotta be better. Maybe I could have been a little bit nicer. You start thinking like that, and then that's how you get soft. That's how they soften you up. So it's moments that you do both, but you're very judicious. You're judicious with it, and you're versatile. Whatever you think may work. Whereas if it was a son, be no mercy. I'm like, yo, this is the world that's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
No, suck it up.
Yep.
That's how you would be.
Yep.
That's just the way it is.
Got you. We're gonna say something about? We're gonna ask.
Well, no. As a dad of 2 boys, you're right. It's the exact opposite as a father of girls.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
Good.
Like,
Good.
we push each other. He'll push my buttons, and I'm like, bro, I have to push back because he's 16.
Oh, this is the whole
He's at the
different-
age where he thinks he knows everything. Everything.
And they're so insulting. It's like they really are. It's like their attitude is that you're archaic. You know nothing.
Yeah.
They know everything.
Yeah.
You know nothing. Look, I'm here for you. I'm keeping you relevant because you're just outdated. You're archaic. This is how they talk to you.
Oh.
I mean, they talk to you like this. You're like this. Is my money outdated? You know what I'm saying? That money that you wanted, is that trip that you wanted, this cash that you need to get it, that credit card, is that outdated?
Yeah. No.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Chris?
I'm saying I got a 4-month-old little girl now, and you've seen me around her. She turns me into a puddle. I can't even fathom how I would ever yell at her. And I know from my time in sport, if it was a boy, I'd already be planning on how I'm going to raise him difficult. Like, how am I going to make him struggle here and kind of force himself to adapt? And it's not happening.
Like, since I've known this guy, like, you've always been like, you're a great dude, but he's always been, he's Chris. When I see this cat talk, like, he's FaceTiming her. She's 4 months. She's never gonna remember this. He's like, and by the way, I'm like, I can only imagine. How are you gonna yell at somebody like that you've held and
I was just telling somebody a story that I had with my daughter. She was in 3rd grade, and I was on the road. I had been on the road for like 10 days, and I felt so bad because she's like, Daddy, when am I gonna see you? Daddy will be home, right? Yeah. So I fly. I'm in LA, and I take the red. I got to be in Dallas. It's the NBA place. I have to be in Dallas. But I literally fly from LA to New York first, to take her to school.
Oh, wow.
Just to take her to school. I got the red eye. I took the day off because I don't like taking days off. I took the day off. I flew. from LA to New York, went straight to get her, take her to school. She was all excited and she was happy in the whole bit. And I drove her to school and I said, okay, baby, Daddy's got to go. She's like, what? And I said, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, shh.
Yeah.
I said, Daddy's got to, I got to go to Dallas. I got to go to work. She said, I said, it was so bad. And the teacher just hugged her and was like this. And I felt horrible.
Oh, man.
Horrible. Excuse me, man, may I get some milk, please?
Oh, man.
And I felt horrible. And then I go, and I'm driving to the airport. I'm going to LaGuardia Airport.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And I call from LaGuardia Airport to the school to
Yeah.
speak to. The teacher gets on the phone. She doesn't want to talk to
Oh
me.
my God.
And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. And I'm going for like 3 days.
Oh, man.
And I get in town 3 days later, and she's in the back seat, and I said, hi, baby, how you doing? She goes like this.
Oh, man.
And just turns away from me, and I'm like, damn. I felt like this small, and it's like, this is how it's going to be.
So I need
That's how it's gonna be.
So I need some parenting advice now, because I've gone with I'm gonna work my ass off for
Right.
like the first couple of years.
Right.
I need to know that now that she's grown, she understands like my daddy was gone so that I can have a better life now. Is that where she's at like right now?
Well, yes, but you can't get away with it the way that I would.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. I'm on TV all the time.
That's
So they flick on the TV and they see you.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? They gotta see.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if they don't see it, they'll never believe it.
Right.
You could have found a way.
Yeah.
You could have found a way to get
Okay.
it. So it's like you gotta make sure that they get to visually see you at work. Like FaceTime is a beautiful device.
Yes.
Use that bad boy. Look, I'm here. Look, see, I'm in this city.
Yeah.
I'm here doing. You got to do stuff like that just to make sure, so they get tired of it. Like, okay,
stop.
we
Stop.
got it.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Otherwise, they're not gonna believe you.
Got you.
They're not gonna believe you.
Appreciate it.
So Steven, you grew up obviously a huge sports fan,
Yeah.
college basketball player. Serious knee injury, everything shifted. You stayed around the game, writing, journalism, all that stuff.
Yep.
At what point, Steven? What was that moment? What was that like whole damn where you were like, oh man, I could do this. I'm good. I could do this and make a killing at it. Because I know your brother told you. Basil was like, yo, you're gonna be on ESPN. You're gonna be that dude. What was your moment where you're like, okay, this is my lane. I'm good.
I arrived. I was at the New York Daily News as a high school writer, and I had broken this piece about this drug dealer. This guy's name was Carlton Hines.
Okay.
He was a high school star out of New York City who reportedly or whatever had turned to the wrong side of the streets once his high school career was over. And he got gunned down in broad daylight in the Bronx, 2:30 in the afternoon.
Jeez.
Dude walked up to him,
Done.
took him out.
Yeah.
In broad daylight, with witnesses, didn't care.
Gangster.
And so I went, and I was the guy that went and got his mother and his family members to talk about it. They gave me pictures of him in the casket. They did everything. I mean, it was crazy. And the New York Daily News turned it into a big
Piece?
thank you. End zone, thank you, brother.
You got it, brother.
An end zone piece. That's what they call it. A big 2-page
Thank you, my
pull-out piece. End zone, where they just pointed out, there's like, everybody can't get this. And when I showed that, I went to the National Association for Black Journalism Conference, which is an annual event every year, where you got these workshops and stuff like that. If you're black and journalist, and you're just aspiring to be in the journalism industry, you can go there for job fairs and things of that nature. And I went there, and I showed it, and I had like 4 or 5 newspapers interested in me, hiring me, and it came down to the to the Philadelphia Daily News and the Philadelphia Inquirer. And when I had them both pursuing me, I said, I might be good at this. This is something I could do, and I knew that I had aspired to be an NBA writer. And so it was between those two newspapers, and a broadsheet is like, it folds, you flip it, the LA Times, Washington Post. A tabloid is the New York Daily News, the Philadelphia Daily News, places like that. Because tabloids are considered to be willing to be a little bit more sensational.
Yes, they want to draw you.
Where broadsheets are, buttoned up, dot I's, cross T's to the nth degree, and as neutral as possible, very few opinions, that kind of thing. Back in the day, that's what it was. And I chose the Philadelphia Inquirer because I knew that if I had that on my resume after the New York Daily News, that it would make my career look more expansive and more complete, as opposed to hopping from one tabloid to the other.
Wow. You have mind if we pray real quick?
Sure, absolutely.
Dear Lord, thank you for the food that we're about to eat and the hands that make it. Lord, thank you for Stephen A. and all the stuff that he does impacting the world and his future. We'll talk about that later. Lord, for all the people that don't have anything to eat today, Lord, make today a little bit easier for them. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
So that was it. So Stephen, where did you get the writing skills and the how-to be like, yo, I'm talking about sports, but I'm gonna go talk to the family. I'm gonna go talk to this. That's not a regular just reporter, bro.
My sister Linda and a family friend growing up in childhood named Tiver. The combination of both of them taught me how to read and write after I got left back. I got left back in the 3rd grade with a 1st grade reading level. I got promoted back to my right grade after going to summer school that September, then went through the 4th grade and then got left back again. This time held back for the entire year because I still had a 1st grade reading level. Back then they didn't diagnose you with anything at the time. They said, and then later on they told me it was dyslexia and all of this stuff. And so that's what I was going through. And then after that, Linda hunkered down, and Linda and my family friend Tiver just both hunkered down with me on a regular basis and literally taught me how to read and write. And so I was able to overcome that to some degree. And then in the 7th grade is when I think everything really, really took off, because what happened was thank you so much. This is mine? Yes. Thank you so much. So things that really, really took off. What had happened was there was a teacher by the name of, called him Professor Caravan. Caravan, that was his name. And it was parent-teacher night. And my mother came up to talk to him. And he said to my mother, your son, you know, he's very sensitive and he's very self-conscious about having gotten left back. So regardless of what you see, he doesn't have a lot of confidence. He actually thinks he's not smart. He said, but I'm here to tell you, he is. He's very smart. He said, your son's problem is not that he doesn't know. Your son's problem is that he doesn't listen. He drifts. He said he can be in a room and it's a room full of noise and he could tune everything out. He won't even hear what we had to say. And he thinks he didn't comprehend when in fact he wasn't listening. He said, because he gets bored very, very easy. He said, I'm telling you this, Ms. Smith, because I'm telling you, find what your son is interested in and you'll have a superstar in your hands.
I mean, great freaking teaching advice, huh?
So when he said that, I was like, he said it right in front of me, and it was the first time that I ever heard anybody say that I was smart. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, what is it that I'm interested in?
Right.
And it was sports.
Wow.
And so it was like all of a sudden I'm picking up the newspaper to read baseball, basketball, football, and I had no problem comprehending anything.
Wow.
So he said, so suddenly comprehension isn't a problem, is it?
Yeah, because it's something that you're interested in.
Because it's something that you're interested in.
Yeah.
And so from that point forward, it changed my life because I've always paid rapt attention to what interests me. If you bore me, I'm gone because I know that you'll lose me. I'm just bored. You know, it doesn't matter. It could be a radio show. In today's day and age, it could be a podcast. It could be a television show. It could be an article. I mean, like, if I'm reading an article, yeah, I'll force myself to read stuff that I have to read. But I'm always looking for stuff that I'm interested in reading. And I can go to first 4 or 5 graphs.
Yes.
But if I'm bored, I'll look for another article.
Yeah.
And it's always been me.
Wow. So I love that. Like, that's how, because I want you to eat. I want you to be able to eat. So I'm gonna. So and it's interesting, Stephen. Like you hear that of how it forms, how a Stephen A. Smith becomes a Stephen A. Smith. Yesterday, what you looking for? Somebody was like, Vinnie, comedy. What? How'd you know? How did it happen? And it's crazy that we're talking about this right now. I posted something today about George Carlin.
Got it.
It was him talking about the war, and now he's like, man, like America. He goes, we love war. He goes, because we're good at it. You know why? Because we practice. We bomb the shit out of everybody. And then he was like, you know what we love to do? We're really good at bombing brown people. He goes, if you have a country full of brown people, you better tell them to watch the, have F out. So, Stephen, I would watch that as a kid, and because somebody asked why I got into it, and I was like, as a kid, because my dad was so strict. He would drink. He wouldn't physically hit us. Once in a while, we would get it when we were really, really messed up.
Right.
But it was I might have told you this, Rob. I'll never forget this. With all the craziness, with all the drinking, it was all about drinking and friends. It was never about us.
Right.
The only thing that we would watch, Stephen, was Yankees, because my dad loved it. That's why we got it.
Right.
Giants, and then we would watch all the specials. Richard Pryor.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie Murphy, bro.
Yeah.
We would watch George Carlin, every single one. Now, mind you, there's cussing. It's vulgar.
Yeah.
He would still let us watch it, and I'm sitting there as a kid. And remember, you talk about what do you love, what do you want, what are you interested in. I would see my mom, who had it the heart, Stephen A. Like, I know how much you love your mom. I promise you, we're in the same boat. I'm holding still a little bit more. You have a little red on yours. Okay, I'm on the same boat. Like, meaning you're on one side, I'm on the other side. How much of an angel these women are, and we're not here because of them.
Right.
All the stress she would do, raising 3 kids by herself, dealing with my drunk dad, dealing with the friends, she would laugh so hard watching these people, and I'd sit there, and it was like she forgot that she was in this.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's a big deal.
Oh, man. So I would watch that, Stephen, and as a kid, I went, oh my God, can I do that? I want to do that. And Stephen, from that moment, my brother, I was always that kid.
Right.
People, and I still to this day, my landlord, because we lived on the 3rd floor, brother, our landlord was Polish, her name was Anna. She would see me making everybody die laughing as a child. She took a crayon on a white piece of paper and wrote a contract. She goes, I want 10% because I know he's going to be a star.
Wow.
I know he's going to be what he does. So that was my, like, boom. And, and mind you, say the same way as you, not interested in school, straight A's, couldn't listen, didn't pay attention. I just aced the test. I couldn't, if I don't love it. I mean, the thing about having a dad like that, I joined the Air Force because at some point we were because he was just drinking and doing his thing. We went out, we caused trouble. I got in trouble, deep stuff. So I joined the military, but finding out what you love and finding out early, I think, is big because you have to listen to the kids.
I'm curious if Professor Caravan, is he somebody that was able to get through to you? Because I've had a couple of coaches and teachers in my life that still today, like they'll be the first ones I think about, because I think I was always like that with sport.
Right.
Had a couple of coaches that were able to make football make sense to me. And I always say, I use this analogy, like, I never felt smart either, but if you give me a playbook, I'm sure I could show it to you show me a calc student's book, I have no idea what it says.
Right.
But if I give a calc student my playbook, I feel like he doesn't have any idea what it says. So it's basically, like you said, it's about finding that avenue and something that really you can lock into.
It's about confidence. It's about knowing, like, somebody believed in you.
Right.
And you want to validate their faith in you. It's like they didn't have to. It's like all it takes is one, man. You never know that person that can push the pulse in the right way. I mean, we're in the communication business and we do a lot of things now. I'm mindful all the time of, just the kind of impact that I could potentially have on any given moment. I remember somebody called in to the radio show years ago, and the dude was contemplating killing himself. I said, keep him on the line. Keep him on the line. And it was like, because I was like, if he hangs up, he's going to do it.
Wow.
And it was like, I'd heard from him again 1 or 2 times, but he seemed all right. But it was very, very touching because it's like, yo, you want to be able to do that. Yeah, you got to call it like you see it. Sports is sports. It's a meritocracy. There's winners, there's losers, and all of this other stuff. But you're not wishing anything on anybody.
No.
You know what I mean? And when you have a platform like I've been fortunate and blessed enough to have, you take that kind of stuff seriously when the opportunity presents itself. You never think that it will, but when it does, it's like you got to step up because you're blessed. And somebody else they may be blessed, but they don't feel that way. And it's all about how you feel in the moment, too. It matters. And the teacher did that for me because before him, I didn't have that confidence. I just did it.
Have you ever reached back out to him? Like, does he
played
such a big role in your life?
At the time,
Cool,
in the
man.
years, in a few years to follow or whatever. But
Awesome.
obviously, it's been, it's a long time since I
course.
graduated from high school. So, he probably is not even alive right now. But
Right.
I'll never forget him.
That's
I'll
cool.
never forget him as long as I live.
Yeah.
It's amazing how certain people, well, they say one thing, Stephen, and even at that age, you just go, okay, it clicks, and you go. Okay, so Steve, I want to shift a little bit
Sure,
more,
man.
and I know you have some questions too that you want to ask Chris, but a lot of people never ask this. Once you make it, Stephen A., you've come into you know what I'm saying? You made it. You're in. And you make your first big check.
Right.
Do you remember the moment where you're like, okay, this is it? What's the first stupid thing you bought where you're just like, I got to, I don't give a damn, I'm gonna do it, to where you were like, what am I doing? What are you doing?
Well, for me, the first thing I bought me a Beamer. The 550 BMW. That's
What year?
The 550. I'm trying to remember which year it was. It was probably 2006.
Okay.
Right? But before that, the first thing I did when I signed my contract with ESPN to do, quite frankly, this television show on ESPN2 in 2005, I signed it in like April of that year. The show debuted in August, but when I signed it, I drove to Queens, and the first thing I did was drive to Queens to Police Athletic League and told my mother, you ain't working no more. It was the first thing I did. To me, to this day, it's the proudest moment I've ever had.
Wow.
It's the proudest I've ever felt.
Wow.
Because I knew how hard she had worked to do all she could for me and my sisters. And for me, I wasn't making enough money where I could sit up there and say, okay, let's go get you a house and St. Thomas and all this other stuff. I could now.
Yeah.
She's not here, unfortunately, but back then I couldn't. But even though she was retired, she was still working second job just to keep her money coming so she didn't have to interfere with her pension. And I was like, don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah, that's
cruise, that kind of stuff, though. Cruises and your trips to Atlantic City, your cruises and everything else you want. You're good.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. That is over.
How happy, Steve? Like, how happy is she in that moment? Like, I know she has to be emotional.
Yeah, my mother was not a very emotional person, and she tried to hide it, but you could tell it touched her. I just said, you're not working anymore. It's over. Go to St. Thomas. You can go to St. Thomas when you want. You can go on a cruise when you want. You said whatever. You're good.
Oh man,
that's what it is.
When it comes to siblings and stuff, how is it difficult? Once because I mean, it's you're you, and I know they have their own lives and stuff. Is it difficult to help when not? I know that you're giving them gifts, and you're hooking them up with everything. Is it awkward when sometimes that they expect? Cause I'm asking because who knows where I'm going to be going.
Right.
Steve, I want to know, does it get to a point where there's like an understanding, or is it like because I mean, they could be like, yo, hook me up with $1 million, because you can.
It is an understanding.
Yes.
But you have to get there. It doesn't automatically get there.
Got you.
Because there are expectations. And they do feel like, you're a millionaire, we're a millionaire. They do feel that way. And I'm like, I got you, but you ain't busting your ass working 70 hours a week.
That's me there.
That would be me. That would be me.
Yeah.
And I have other responsibilities. And my mother was very, very big on that. Like, my sisters, my nieces and nephews, like, you're in need of nothing. I got you.
Yes.
But the want is different.
Yeah.
You want a lot of shit. That ain't gonna always happen. You understand? And so because that's a reality, sometimes it's harsh. Sometimes people treat you like you did nothing when you did a lot. And you gotta remind them, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You want me to show you what I did?
Yeah.
I did this, and this for you. You can't have everything now. And so it's the same, but it's the same principle, even with your children. Because you want them to get raised right and not have expectations that you get everything you want. Some things are a no.
Yeah.
And it's a no because it's for the betterment. And by the way, this money don't last. I don't give a damn what contract I sign. First of all, Uncle Sam taking half of it.
Of course.
Secondly, I got bills to pay. Thirdly, I got things to save because who knows when that rainy day is going to come.
Of course.
You got a 3-year deal or a 5-year deal. Okay, what then? It's not guaranteed. So you can't treat it like the money will be there into perpetuity. You got to save, you got to invest. And not only that, when you do spend, you got to spend it on things that you value and things that have long lasting and staying power. So, I got a house because my goal is to make sure I pay off my house before my contract expires. So it's always done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. The equipment in my house, it could be weight room equipment. It could be stuff like, I bought myself a cold plunge or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the kind of stuff that lasts beyond the contract. You got to do stuff like that.
Yep.
And we've seen it be the downfall of a ton of athletes. Was there a group of friends who kind of came up with you along the way that maybe you almost had to find that real tough conversation with? No, none of those.
No, because even though I came up with them, I got your back. Just don't expect me to take care of you.
That's a whole different situation.
It's an entirely different situation.
Right.
Looking out for you is one thing, no problem.
No business ideas. I got a business idea.
Oh, I had the business. I had one of my boys sitting up there talking about he wanted to own. He wanted to turn over houses.
Okay.
I'm like, you ain't no damn engineer. What the hell is that?
Like, turn over what?
Turn over what?
Somebody told them.
What the hell you do for a living? No, I'm not doing that. So, obviously you got cats that'll, treat that with a level of sensitivity and they guard against that. But for the most part, when you extend a helping hand and people know that you will, you're just selective and not making sure you do everything.
Right.
They grow to appreciate that. Now, if you're saying no all the time, you don't give a shit about anybody, that's different.
Yeah.
That's not something you do to people you love.
Okay.
If you can afford it.
Yeah. So, I mean, because now, off of what you said, you're smarter, obviously, way smarter now with money. I'm pretty sure you always were. You don't sound like those guys that just out there blowing all the money like freaking NBA players do. But, like, are you into, like, collecting stuff, Steven? Are you, like, a collector or nothing like that? You're just investing, house, chilling.
What's that?
Yeah. Because, I mean, we had Glenn Beck here, bro, and out of nowhere, he's like, yeah, he got emotional about it, too. He's like, I got George Washington's glasses. And I was like,
Yep.
So there's you're not even sports memorabilia?
Hell no. Hell no.
Why not?
I could care less.
Yeah.
I mean, and look at them, and if I see something I like, I buy it. But to have this hobby and you're just doing all it, no.
Like have a museum in your basement of just cars that you're never gonna drive.
I ain't knocking anybody who does, but that's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I invest in now? I invest in my health. I got a cold plunge. I got a red light sauna. I got a red light bed. I got weight room equipment and gym in my house. That kind of thing.
Got you.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Do you have anybody, Steve? Like, do you have somebody that's professionally like, Steven, this is your body makeup. This is what you're doing. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, absolutely.
Got you.
Like I said, I've been knowing Gary Brecker for the last 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
He's monitored my stuff, working in concert with my doctors to look out for me.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Because he saved my life.
Dude, health.
He saved my life, man.
Health is number one. Health. I tell
Absolutely.
people there was a scene in Godfather 2 when what was his name? What's the old Jewish guy's name? Hyman Roth. He's talking with Michael on top of the roof. And they're in Cuba and they're chilling. He goes, "Let me explain something to you." Actually, no, they're in the hotel room, and because he's having health problems. He goes, "Let me explain something. There's no money. There's no nothing. Nothing is more important than your health." Because I'm pretty sure I've been there where I've had a health scare, Steven, where nothing. All you're thinking about is God and this, and you're like, I don't care how many girls are around, how much money is around. It's a moment of realization, like, yo, you're mortal. You ain't gonna be here that long. And I tell people this all the time, Steven. I saw this pastor on stage, brother, and I talked to Glenn Beck about this. He grabbed the rope, a big, long piece of, like, obnoxious rope on the stage at this church, and he painted the tip red, and he had a long, long white rope. And he goes, you know what everybody's problem is? All of us are worried about this little red, this little 70, 60 years, even, God forbid, early 20, 30. No, we all need to worry about the long white parts, the eternity, bro. That's it. This is what you're worrying about this. But you have to be in this, very conscious, very healthy, bro. There's so much. I tell people all day you have to stay away from poison. Poison in the water that you're drinking, bro, and the other chemicals, protein drinks, the air, the food. It's almost like they're out to get us.
Yeah.
You got to be freaking cognizant.
No question.
And we keep hearing stuff, Steven. Vaccine, this has stuff in it. The CIA we saw documents that they're like, oh, they were spraying weather modification. Oh, everything is cancer. And it's like, bro, you got to be that. You have to.
Listen, the best thing, I certainly didn't feel that way at the time, but when I got COVID, it turned out to be the best thing that's happened to me in my life. Right now, I'm in the best shape I've been in 25, 30 years. I'm on my game. 4 years ago, I'm in the hospital. I got COVID. I'm in the emergency room. This is the third time in the 15 days I'm in the emergency room. My sister, I had given COVID to. She smokes every day.
Oh, really?
She had COVID on Friday. She was fine on Tuesday. Fine. Absolutely fine. Right? I'm sitting there, day 15, 16, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I couldn't breathe. I'm hallucinating. I'm waking up, and it was like I jumped into a pool with my clothes on. That's how much sweating I'm doing.
And you're vaxxed.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
I had the vaccine, right? And that stuff is going on, and I'm in the emergency room New Year's Eve.
Oh, man.
And this doctor telling me you just got to sweat it out to be fine, whatever. And the other doctor comes in there, who told you that? And I see this dude ducking out, trying to walk out. I said, him. You know what I'm saying?
That guy.
That guy right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the doctor, I'll never forget as long as I live, her name was Dr. Blunt. And she said, you see this little spot on this x-ray? If it's white, it's pneumonia.
Oh, damn.
She said, she showed how my entire lungs, all of it covered in white. It was like clouds in the sky.
On the x-ray?
That's right. She said, you're in trouble.
Whoa.
And she was like, this steroid, and I knew what had exacerbated it. I had gone to the hospital to have an endoscopy and a colonoscopy, right before I got COVID.
Yeah.
And so whatever medication collided with it, I don't know what the hell happened. It just messed me up really, really bad. And she said, we're going to try you with the steroids and this antibiotic. She said it should kick in about 3 hours. She said, you should be a different man.
Okay.
She says, if it doesn't work, we have to call your family.
Holy moly.
That's what she said. And so my girl was with me, and it was like, I'm just sitting there and fuck it.
Wow.
I said, if it's my time, it's my time.
That's it.
And my girl instantly broke down crying. Because she's like, she thought I'd given up. But it was like, I'm sitting there like, it's COVID, it's a vaccine. My sister smoke every day. She's fine in 3 or 4 days, but this is happening to me.
Yeah.
I said, I don't smoke. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a casual drinker at best. Maybe a Hennessy and Coke every now and then, a glass of red wine. That's about it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't do anything. So I'm like, for me to be in this position, I said, it's my time. And she thought I had given up. And so after that, it turns out the steroid and the antibiotic had really, really worked.
Thank God.
And so after it worked, I get home and I'm looking for a couple of days and I'm just looking on Instagram or whatever it is, and I see Gary Brecker talking to Dana White. And Dana White and I have been cool for years, you know, I've known for years. And Dana is sitting out there talking with a six-pack. And I'm like, what the?
Overnight.
What? That's like, what? Because I'm like, I know Dana. Dana don't look like that.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Yeah.
I picked up the phone and I called him. And he said, hold on. And put me on FaceTime with Gary Brecker. And he said, this is my guy. Whatever it takes, get it right.
Boom.
And Gary was like, can you get down to Miami? And I came down because he lives in Miami. And I came down. He had to send somebody to take my blood work, whatever, and sat me down and pointed out everything that was wrong with me. And he said, give me 3 months.
And you're
He
good.
said, you give me 3 months, I promise you, I'll turn your life around.
How long ago was this?
This was more than 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so when he did that, about 4 years ago, when he did that, the first test I gave him was that for some reason, since I was 19 years old, I'd wake up with migraines every morning. I had sleep apnea, stuffy nose, whatever. I'm allergies. I'm always sniffling with allergies.
Yeah.
So it really, really gets me. And I'm sniffling and I'm waking up because of the congestion. I'm waking up with these headaches. So our first order of business was, can you get rid of these headaches? He said, most people, they think they're dehydrated, and that's why they have the headaches. He said, it's not because of a lack of water. It's a lack of sodium.
Sodium, salt.
Gotta have sodium in your water. He said, if you get that, be surprised. That was 4 years ago.
You haven't had
I've had 3 headaches.
Oh, wow. So it worked.
I've had 3 headaches in 4 years, right? I said, oh shit, okay. And then one last thing. I'm at 29.8% body fat. I'm skinny, no definition, pot belly.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of it to save my life.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. He said, your blood is swimming in sugar.
Damn.
Swimming in sugar. It's all you've been in because we growing up poor. I'm eating sugar all the time.
Cereal,
candy,
poison.
you know, fast food, all of this
Yeah.
stuff. That's all I'm doing. It's all I'm doing. And he was like, okay, let's change that around. And in 2 weeks' time, between my peptide, my supplement protocol, and being on the treadmill or the Peloton, I saw my stomach going down. And when I saw that, it was a wrap.
done.
I've been in the gym 5 to 6 days a week minimum ever since.
So you're obsessed now.
Yes.
That's the greatest obsession to have.
It's actually like impressive that you were able to get to where you got to, kind of holding yourself to that type of standard. Now, do you feel like more than just aesthetically, do you feel like everything else is working like a machine?
You know what I love about it?
Physical?
You know what I love about it? The answer to that is no.
Really?
I'm 58 right now because of the dental surgery. And usually I would tell you that my goal is to be between 185 and 190. I'm at about 178 to 180 right now because I haven't been eating as much as my dental surgery over the last week and a half or so. I've lost like 8 or 9 pounds, but I'll gain it back. But right now I'm at about 178 at 10.5% body fat.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
So my goal is to get to about 190 at the same body fat. That's my goal. That's what I'm at.
You're on pace.
Between 10.5 to 11% body fat max because I don't want the belly. I want the energy. I don't want brain fog. I want clarity, and I want to be on the go.
Thank you.
That's
I might have to call Gary Brecka because my stomach is starting to get to where I'm. Well, I just ate pancakes, bro, like a psycho.
And syrup.
Yeah, and Rob, you're like 9 butters. You're like, all right, bro, relax. Because I do want to get to one of your questions, but so Steve, I don't know if you've heard this rumor. It's insane that people I don't even know where this came from, but there has been some whispers about you potentially. I don't even know where I heard this. Doing a presidential 2028. I don't know why I would even. It's not like we're on a podcast or.
And we talk about these things.
Like, let's just say, figuratively speaking, something like that wild, crazy thing happens because the Democratic Party is, to me, they ain't got it.
a mess.
No, Steven.
It's a mess.
Nobody, my brother. Guess what? Because I want to see I want to see a little. Like, give me somebody else. Give me somebody that I could be like, okay. Like, because all they've ever had, Bernie Sanders had a chance, so Hillary and the DNC ruined them. Let's just say something wild happens and Stephen A. Smith, it becomes reality, and you get in the White House if that's what you choose to do. What is your first order of business? What's your Stephen A. Smith? You're in. First executive order. What you doing?
First order of business. I don't know about executive order. First order of business in terms of my priority is always going to be economically. I'm one of those who believe if you've got money in your pocket, you got something to lose. If you got something to lose, you're going to know how to act. It's that damn simple.
Okay.
And so as a result of that, let's address things from an economic perspective to make sure that as many people in the country as possible has their own individual shot at the American dream. Because once that happens, all of a sudden, we don't have to hear the Vinnies of the world and others going the hell off about how trifling these damn people are. You understand, people? You got to give them something to lose. And I think that, unfortunately, we have too many people in the country that I think legitimately have a beef in terms of having their shot at the American dream because the politicians themselves, not us, not the people. I think that us sitting around here talking with one another, let us stay here for hours and we'll find that we have more in common than we don't.
I agree.
The divide is with the politicians.
Of course.
And the reason why it's a divide with them is because we live in a binary system and they force us to choose one or two sides. And the reason why that matters to me, I'll never forget, it's one of my favorite moments watching a politician. Dick Cheney was the vice president, obviously under George W. And this female reporter came up to Dick Cheney, vice president. And she was giving them the polls and talking about the American people and was like, hey, they're saying this and they're saying that. And he looked at her and I was eating my cereal, eating my Crunch Berry, you know what I'm saying? And I spit it out because he was like this. So, I had never heard a politician, usually, they're just giving you lip service and trying to say the right things, whatever's politically expedient. He said, so. He said, I am not here to please you. We are here, you elected us to run this country in the best interest of the American people, and that is what we are doing. Saying, I'm not here to win no popularity contest, the election's over.
Love it.
He said, that's what he said, and I was like,
damn.
I loved it. I just loved it. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Because now you've got my attention because whatever you say, I'm going to believe you.
Yes.
Because you ain't BSing.
Yes.
And then she went into something about Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
And he says, I have no problem with an American citizen exercising their right to do X, Y, and Z. I have a problem when you're asking the government to pay for it.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Gangster.
Now we getting somewhere.
Gotcha.
Because now I'm looking at you and I'm saying, okay, you got my attention. Because what's happening is that a lot of times one side is trying to get you to go for them and against the other side, and they're not telling you that portion. So it really is at your principled position. You just don't want to pay for it.
Of course.
Or you just want the people to pay, the American taxpayer to pay for it. And when you get to that point, all of a sudden you recognize, wait a minute, the differences ain't what you said they are. Because there's a lot of things that I would agree with until you tell me that I got to pay for it as a taxpayer.
Of course.
Like, I don't have a problem. Listen, I'm not pro-choice from the standpoint that I don't want to be associated with an abortion, but I don't believe in telling a woman what to do with her body. So I'm pro-choice because of that reason.
Yeah.
Until you tell me I got to pay for it.
100%.
Now we're like, wait a minute now. I got no problem with your choice. But I should have a choice whether or not I want to pay for it.
Absolutely.
Now, and when that happens and we're able to get down to the brass tax portion of it all in that regard, all of a sudden you recognize, wait a minute, we really don't have that big of a difference because most people ain't gonna want to pay for some other people's shit. That's just the reality. And so when Vinny's going off or Pat or PBD is going off, I'm like this. It makes sense. I might disagree with this. I might agree with that. But there's nothing from a philosophical or an ideological perspective that, oh, you just paint with a broad brush and say none of it applies to you. That's bullshit. That's a lie. There is no way you could tell me that if you're a Democrat or you are a member of the GOP that you agree with every single thing that people within your party believe. That is a lie.
Absolutely.
That is not true.
Oh.
So knowing that, I'm like this, okay, well, what would most people agree with? Well, we want a flourishing economy.
100%.
We want safety in the streets. You
Absolutely.
understand what I'm saying? We don't want motherfuckers getting in jail and they getting out the same day.
Nope.
We don't want that.
14 arrests.
We don't want all of that. We don't want that nonsense, okay? You know, not yet. But I love it. It tastes good though. Thank you. And you know, when you have all of that going on, stuff like immigration and things, I know that you and others might be sticklers for it. Me personally, I'm of the Obama philosophy. 3.1 million people were deported. Got no problems with that.
Yep.
Just like I have no problem with Trump closing the border. But I don't have no problem with Trump closing the border because Biden opened it. If Biden hadn't opened it, then I would say, Trump, what's your problem?
Yep.
Do what Obama did.
Yes.
But because he opened it,
Yep.
desperate times call for desperate measures.
I agree.
12 to 14 million people cross the border illegally. So you start taking all of these things into consideration, and when people articulate it from that perspective, you just find yourself going like this. Either you agree or even when you disagree, you're like, I might disagree, but I see where they're coming from. It makes sense. And then all of a sudden the vitriol is gone and the anger's gone. And now you start talking about how can we effectively go about this business of appeasing as many people as we possibly can. That would be me.
Wow. So let me ask you a question, Sam, because remember when you talk about when you were young and you saw, you know, what you learned and what the thing that got you about sports. And you're like, that's what I want to do. who was the politician that you were talking about?
Dick Cheney.
Was the Dick Cheney moment, like the moment where you were like, oh damn, I wouldn't mind doing this? Was that where your interest went politically? That was it where you're like, I could do this type of.
Because it's not being in the office for me. I'm a communicator.
Yes.
And I'm in the communication business. So for me personally, do I aspire to be the president of the United States? No, but here's the problem. I'd give anything to be on that debate stage against them Democrats.
Oh.
I'd give anything.
I would
and
pay.
everybody says, why not the GOP? Well, to me, no matter what fault I find with the GOP, because the African American community hasn't necessarily supported the GOP for all of these decades, they're not my issue. My issue is the people that smiled in my face and told me they had our back as a community and did it. See, that's the difference. You see, if I'm looking at you religiously as a conservative or a member of the GOP, and I'm able to point to a multitude of things that enabled me to say, you ain't really for us. You're for you, and if we benefit, fine, but if we don't, we don't. But you're not really for us, right?
Of course.
That's entirely different, whether we like it or not, than people who said they were for us. Come to find out you weren't. So because of that, that's when you see me talking about the Democratic Party. It was the Democratic Party that was talking about, we've given you access to capitalism. It was the Democratic Party that took so much credit away from conservatives when you talked about Civil Rights Act 64, Voting Rights Act of 65, you know, Fair Housing Act of 1968. It was the Democratic Party that swore up and down, we got y'all, we're for y'all, and the 13.6% of the population. But now you're pushing for migration to our country and moving all of these barriers where it would eradicate the potency of the black vote.
Yep.
I'm like,
Big
wait
time.
a minute, if
Big
you
time.
had a whole bunch of migrants coming here, whether it's from Mexico or anywhere else, then that's a voting block. You lock down, and then the black vote doesn't mean as much to you. And if it doesn't mean much to you, where does that leave us as a community?
Yep.
Now, some people in America will sit up there and have the attitude, well, guess what? Why does it have to be about that? And I say to people, stop that shit. I'm not anti anything, but there's nothing wrong with me being pro my community, because my community got issues and I want to help resolve them.
Yep.
If you're Italian, you're Irish, you might feel that way. If you're Catholic, you might feel that way. Everybody's got their clique. That doesn't mean you're anti anything. It doesn't mean you're rooting against anybody, but it does mean, wait a minute now, at some point in time, they're gonna look at us as a community and say, what you doing for yourself?
Yeah.
How come you keep having these problems? When you gonna learn that they ain't for you, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So guess what? To answer those questions, you gotta be willing to do your homework and also be willing to hold people accountable, as opposed to march in lockstep with anything that they say. And that's where I'm coming in. So me being around people like yourself and PBD and so many other conservatives that I know, yeah, I might not vote conservative, but I'd vote for Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
I would have voted for Nikki Haley. You see what I'm saying? I would have voted for Nikki Haley over Kamala Harris.
Oh, for sure.
I would have voted for Marco Rubio over Kamala Harris. Absolutely. I ain't apologizing for it to anybody. That's absolutely true. But what I'm saying is that that's entirely different than shutting yourself off to a party, never wanting to listen to or hear what they have to say, and never hearing a counter argument to the party that supposedly favors you, even though their actions show otherwise from time to time.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, and dude, I know, because I want you to follow up, Robert, with a question. I know you want to ask something. I would pay money, pay-per-view. I'm talking about top dollar, whatever UFC pays, whatever the hell, to see you because I mean, you would decimate the rest of them. Gavin's very good at what he does, speaking-wise, not his actual job as a governor. I would pay money to see you sit there and just, because you have so much ammunition about that guy. He would make it easy because as of right now, he's number one. It's him, Rob. AOC. Oh, for the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
But he's neck and neck with Rubio and JD Vance.
I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart. They told me that if the moment that I enter the race to go on the debate stage, I automatically come off the air because of free air time, free air issue.
Oh wow.
Free airtime, equal airtime issue.
Oh wow.
So because of that, that's the issue. Now people say, "Oh, you'll get your money back when you win the president." Wait a minute, I'm not giving up my money. That ain't happening.
$200 a year.
You got your mind? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But so because of that, it's like I wasn't being inconsistent or anything. I had every intention. 2027, letting the world know I'm coming on that debate stage.
Yes.
For the Democratic nomination. I'm coming on the debate stage. And then they were like, you do that, we got to pull you off the air. Like Trump was doing to The Apprentice.
Of course.
Dr. Oz was doing his show. And others. Can't do that. So I'm like, let them find a way for me to be on that debate stage and still be able to go back to work.
Please.
I'll be there.
I'll
be there. I'm telling you right now, I'll tell you right now, I will show up on that stage, not knowing anything compared to what Gavin Newsom might know, or I don't care. I'll be ready. I'll be ready for that debate night. And I don't believe that I respect Gav, all right? He wouldn't beat me. I don't believe for 1 second. Do I believe I would take Gavin Newsom out? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I believe.
Do I believe I would go against Kamala and beat her? Yes, I do. I think I'd beat most of the Democratic Party because there's too much dancing, and I don't dance. That's what I believe.
No, I don't disagree. You've become. Did you ever see yourself getting to the level that you are? When growing up, I grew up in South Jersey. We had Howard Stern on the radio. Howard Stern was the king of all media. He conquered books, he conquered radio, he conquered movies. But you look at a guy like you, who's conquered newspaper, conquered print with books. You've done TV. You're an actor. You're a radio show host. You do podcasting. I don't know how you fit all of these into one day, but did you ever imagine that this would be the trajectory of your life?
No.
That you would be the new king? Because you are. You're the king of all media right now. Have you done movies yet?
Oh, he's been in a couple.
Okay, so you've done everything.
I think I love my wife.
This is the king of all media now.
I don't view it that way.
You don't, but from seeing it, you're
gotta look at the
everywhere.
pulse.
I get that, but
You're in every person's feed all the time.
But being there, but I don't pay attention.
I
to
know you
stuff
don't,
like that,
but
right?
it's what the. But that's
You're my algorithm, Steve.
Listen, man.
That's the pulse of the people.
Patrick Bet-David has become a really good friend of mine. I got a lot of love and respect for him. I'm not what he is in podcasting and YouTube. I'm not what a lot of guys are. I just started. I'm a baby at this. I'm learning as I go along. I'm watching you guys do work. I'm watching him venture out and stuff like that. Nothing but respect and appreciation for everything. Nothing but that's why I'm here. I'm happy to support y'all. I'm not there yet. So there are things that I haven't mastered. But there are certain things that I think that I'm made for. And the one thing I'm made for is to call out people who are full of shit that has negative. Can I get another some hot water, please? And another. Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm like, I know that, and so to me, when I think about myself on stage for a debate, it's not about me knowing more than you. It's that you got a record. You stand across from me and explain what you did to California. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Explain affordability. Explain poverty. Explain homelessness. Explain the cost of living. Go ahead. I'm right here. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck with that. That kind of stuff. Because I know that people will look at me and they're gonna know that I'm an honest broker. that I'm not going to go up to you and BS you about what I think I would do if allowed. Now, obviously, you got to overcome obstacles. You're a politician. You got to work. You got 435 representatives. You got 100 senators. I don't know the capability to be able to pull that off. We get that part. But I'm talking about being up there on center stage and being able to say, they're full of shit. This is ridiculous. This is what should be happening based on the information that we have. You got national security issues. Not going to argue you or lecture you like Mr. Weekend or Fox News Pete Hegseth. I'm going to sit up there and go like this. None of your business. Yeah. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's a national security issue. We're not revealing that to you. Are you crazy? Yep. There are certain things that you don't need to know. What's wrong with saying that? The American people have the right to know. Most Americans don't want to know. They want you to handle it to a degree where they don't need to know, but they're okay because it's a national security issue. There's ways to communicate, and a lot of these politicians they're so polished, they are incredibly inauthentic, and we can see right through them.
And I actually think that's what made, obviously you have what made Donald Trump possible, right? We got to a point where everybody was just so fed up with what was going on from your traditional politicians that it opened the door for somebody like him to get up there. And I think you probably have that same charm. You remember one of the biggest things that kind of caught fire was when Donald Trump pointed out, to Hillary Clinton. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Where he pointed out to Hillary Clinton and them like, yeah, I know that because I use it, right? When he talked about the tax thing. And I think you almost have that same charm about you, that same ability to sort of put yourself in every man's shoes, because I always say he's like one of the most relatable billionaires, because you kind of have a conversation with him, you hear him talk, and you're like, I relate to that guy, and I feel like that about you.
I often feel like Trump, you saw him on The Apprentice, but he's not media trained like you are.
For sure.
You talk for hours a day.
He's not media trained, and if I'm being totally honest, he doesn't have my class. And I mean,
no, he takes personal shots.
Too many.
You mean like yesterday when he said to the Japanese reporter, he goes, did y'all warn us about Pearl Harbor? Bro, if you're in that room,
you're just like, oh my God.
And he's like, I was hilarious.
Now, in fairness to him, sometimes he's hilarious.
Yo,
I mean, he's straight comedy. Yeah. Sometimes, I will never get over that moment years ago when he was, I don't know if it was the press, I don't know, I forgot where it was, when he's sitting at the long table, whatever room it's in, and he said, they're talking, he said, somebody better tell Little Rocket Man. I swear, oh my God. It was listen, because you find yourself, you're like this. We're Americans, we sitting there going like this. What the? This little motherfucker, he keep testing us, testing these nuclear weapons. And somebody gonna do it. I'm getting sick of him. I got sick of him. I'm sick and tired of his little ass sitting up there with these nuclear testing. Does he not know who we are? And then out of the blue, Trump said, somebody better tell Little Rocket Man. Little Rocket Man. I'm not playing with him. And I was crying.
You got a button, but mine is bigger. Right? Isn't that what you said? Something like that?
But it was like, but you see something like that, and that's how he wins, because it's like you sitting up there like you remember, you just cracking up, no matter how mad you are at him, how disgusted you may be at him, he does something that just has you cracking up and just go like this, oh my God, that was funny, and you hold on to it.
Oh man, he's hilarious. Absolutely. So because Steve, we're at an hour, I want to do a couple of things, and I want one. Sure. Actually, a new thing that I want to do with you at the end. Sure. But on a serious note, you become the president, leader of the free world. That comes with crazy responsibility that the average person can't even fathom. Right. Because I'm saying, if all things line up, stars align, God willing, Stephen, let's say, if it's not in your cards, it ain't. But I think if God puts it upon you, you're going to be like, I got to do it. I got to do it for America, because I know you love this country. If you're faced with a situation where you have to be given an order, like they come in and they go, President Smith, we got to go in and we got to bomb this place. 500 people are going to die. We're going to lose 5 to 10%. They're going to be civilian casualties. Would you be able, in that room, in that moment, I know you're a Christian, I know you believe in God, I know you go to church. Can you do that?
Yes.
Can you make that call?
Yes. I wouldn't enjoy it. I wouldn't want to. It would be the hardest decision I made in my life. I've never murdered anybody in my life or anything like that. So it would be hard. But as the commander-in-chief, and as the president of the United States, your number one obligation is to the American people.
Bingo.
And if you consider somebody to be an existential threat, especially if the word imminent applies. Not talking about existential and 12 years from now you might bomb.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this is an imminent threat.
Yes.
Well, it's us or them. And if you're the president, you're always, always, always supposed to choose us.
Bingo.
The American people didn't ask you to represent America. You volunteered.
Yeah.
So you have an obligation to look out for the best interests of the country. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have a soul. It doesn't mean you're not mindful and cognizant of your soul. Of course that, because on Judgment Day, God is going to judge you.
100%.
You standing alone. You on your own.
Yep.
And so I get all of that. But in the same breath, you exhaust every means and every measure imaginable to do what you can to avoid doing that, while fully recognizing the fact that if it comes to that, you're going to have to make that call.
Got you.
And I'm not somebody that I'm not a person, it doesn't matter what it is. When I'm in a leadership role for whatever that role is, I accept full responsibility for what comes with the role. I've always been that way. Like, I mean, listen, family members, friends, I'm a boss.
Yep.
I've had to fire people. Think I wanted to? They're loved ones. Gotta go. Messing up, you gotta go. Period. I didn't enjoy it, didn't want to do it, but you have to. And so you have to be mindful of the role that you're volunteering to embrace, and the responsibilities that come with it are what you owe. And if you are the president of the United States, that's what you got to do. But you can't be lying about it. You can't be like, well, it's an existential threat, and it wasn't.
That's the whole
thing.
That's
You can't be like, we really, really need to. They were going to have a bomb.
Yeah.
They were going to have a nuclear bomb in 30 days, and that wasn't true. You can't be doing shit like that. But if that's the truth, cool. But if it's not, then that's on you.
Got you. Okay. All right, Steven. So I'm gonna do a quick name phrase. I'm gonna give you a list of names. First name or any word that comes to your head.
Right.
You give it to me. You can take a couple seconds.
Name.
I'm gonna give a bunch of names, and then we're doing one more thing. And Chris and Rob are gonna bounce because me and you're gonna have a moment.
Sure, man.
And I'll tell you what it is. All right. So, first name, Michael Jordan.
Go.
LeBron James.
2 words. Mount Rushmore.
Skip Bayless.
Oh. I owe him.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. Bill O'Reilly.
Brilliant narcissist.
Perfect. Shannon Sharp.
Misunderstood.
Wow.
Good brother.
Patrick Bet-David.
I was going to say brilliant, but I already gave that. I'm just going to use the word special. He's a special dude.
Lindsey Graham. I wish I could see the engine, all the bolts.
Hawk.
Okay, no, I love it. Jay-Z.
Savant.
Steph Curry.
Same I always say, greatest shooter God ever created.
Bingo. 50 Cent.
Think of the word other than brilliant. Genius.
I agree. All right, last one. Kamala Harris.
I want to say disappointing. I want to say that, but give me a second to come up with a more accurate word than that. No, I'm going to say disappointing.
Okay.
I'm going to say disappointing. She should have never. She owed the American people more than her loyalty, than she owed loyalty to Joe Biden.
I agree 100%. I agree.
She, you know what? I'd like to change that word.
Go ahead.
Shortchange.
Shortchange.
She shortchanged us because she could have given more if she had shoved her fealty or loyalty to Joe Biden aside and went all out to win.
Yep.
She owed us that.
Okay, I agree. All right, so Jake, how do you want Chris and Rob to? Yeah, Rob. So you guys, this part, Rob. I love you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
You guys are appreciated. Give him your mic. So, all right, Stephen A.
Let me sit here and move them.
No, I want you to stay. I want you to stay there. And Stephen, I don't think you've ever done this on a podcast. We've never done this, but I know that you're an actor. Okay, you've been on General Hospital. How many?
7, 8 years.
7, 8. Still, like they still call you. And
I gotta do it next week.
Are you serious? So they sent you sides and all this stuff, and
They sent me the script a couple of days before I arrived. I go there, take the scene.
what's the brick is the character? What's the character?
Surveillance expert for the mob.
Oh shit! Seriously?
I've killed 2 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's hilarious. I've killed 2 people. All right, Steven. So let me set this up for you right now. So I wrote a scene, and Steven, this is drama because me and you are funny as hell. Don't even go like right now. I want you to get in the mode. All right, get into your space.
Go ahead.
This is a serious scene. You're my father. I'm your son.
Okay.
We're meeting at a diner, and I have to share something with you that I've been dying to tell you. Action. Hey, Dad.
Hey, son, how's it going?
It's going. Thank you. It's going. Can we talk? It's like open and.
Of course. What's on your mind?
There's something that I've been wanting to tell you for a really, really, really long time. It's a secret, and I've been really nervous to even bring it up because I don't want to disappoint you or make you not love me anymore.
Look at me. You're my son. There's nothing, and I mean nothing, that you could ever say to make me stop loving you.
Really?
Yes. I already know. You're gay.
Wait, what? No, I'm not gay. What are you talking about?
Then what the hell are you talking about? Spit it out.
I've been a secret Cowboys fan for all these years, Dad. I just... You still love me, right? Dad?
Come here. Come here. You remember when I said earlier that there's absolutely nothing that you could say that could ever make me stop loving you?
Yes, Papa.
I lied. You're dead to me! And I'm taking you off my damn Netflix account.
Okay, I'm gay. Are you happy?